Hey there! Did you know Baker's always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices? And when you download the Baker's app, you'll enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. And don't forget fuel points to help you save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Want to save even more? With a Boost membership, you'll get double fuel points and free delivery. So shop and save big at Baker's today. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
New Bedford, welcome to the Phil Paleologus Show. With updates and breaking news from the WBSM newsroom and on the WBSM app. And your calls and conversation at 508-996-0500. Here he is, New Bedford's #1 talk show host, WBSM's morning mayor, Phil Paleologus.
Kate, this has never happened to me.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
Kate Robinson and Phil Paleologus over sleepers both.
Yeah.
This is more than just a coincidence, huh?
There's something in the air.
Has to be.
Winter dragging on. I don't know.
So can you describe the moment you saw that you were late?
Well, so I woke up, I looked at my alarm, which I had set for at least half an hour before that. Yeah. And I looked at it and I saw it was like, I don't know, before, very close to 5 o'clock.
Right.
And I was just going, no, that's not right.
It can't be.
And it took me, I turned off, I snoozed the alarm, I kind of put it away. And then I was lying there like, something wasn't right. And I had to check again. I was like, no, that's not it.
I'll tell you what, if you want to get started with a rush, all you have to do is oversleep.
Oh, I was out of that bed so fast.
I know it. But then you should have seen me running around like one of these little hamsters on the wheel.
Did you at least have coffee?
No.
No. I'll have to get you some coffee then, because I made sure I made coffee first before getting dressed, before doing anything else.
Oh, my God. This is one for the books.
Absolutely.
Well, we are here, and thank you to all of our listeners who were concerned, And onward we go, right?
Absolutely.
It's always a pleasure to be with Kate and with you when we're on time, and we'll be right back in a second. I'll tell you what, I have so many breaks to make up. Why don't I do this? I'm going to go right to the phone lines. Hello there.
Good morning, Phil.
Why, good morning to you.
Now, I thought that today was the first day that BSM was implementing a new plan, the start of the 4-day work week.
I love it. Ooh, that's not a bad
that
idea.
Sounds great. Hey, call into the, corporate owners. Suggest it.
You'd be saying, thank God it's Thursday, the end of the week, right?
Yeah.
That's right. And the hump would be after Tuesday, right?
That's it.
There you go. Now, you played that song by Santo and Johnny. It's called Sleepwalking. I can say that I did that around 15 years ago.
Are you a sleepwalker?
No, never. I couldn't believe I did it. But I was so tired that I almost fell asleep standing up. I was falling down, and I braced myself. I was close to a wall, thank goodness. So I immediately went to bed.
You're kidding?
Right, because I was so tired. It was, wow, that was scary, because I could have, fallen down and gotten hurt if I wasn't close to a wall to brace myself. So when I woke up the next morning, I look on my desk in my bedroom, and there is my can of shaving cream, which I would never, ever put on my, desk in my bedroom. And that told me that I did sleepwalk.
You probably were thinking and sleeping at the same time and trying to get over that tiredness.
Go into the hallway naked anyway, right? Well, if I did, hopefully I'd have my keys with me and wake up fast anyway. Or else I would have been at Ash Street Jail, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Christ. Now, that song by Santo and Johnny, for any person that's having trouble sleeping, just put that record on and get in bed, and before it ends, you'll be...
There you go, buddy. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for the call.
All right. I'm glad you and Kate, though.
It's just...
I thought for a minute, though, that, because usually you have Brian Thomas filling in for you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
So glad you're back. The both of you. Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
Take the Morning Mayor wherever you go. Download the WBSM app.
We've got special events going on and more coming up straight ahead.
Barry Richard.
I think we did take 5, right? $7:18 in the morning. Great to be with you. We have an absolutely gorgeous day ahead of us. We hope you take a full. I hope you enjoy it. How's that? As you take full advantage of that and a lot of the great deals going on today at the butcher shop. You know, this is the kind of weather where you can still grill. And Joe and Maria, who've been on vacation, invite you to have some of the best deals at the butcher shop. Everything hand cut. If you're in need of any wine, beer, cheese, olives, you name it, they have it all at the butcher shop. It's a one-of-a-kind business. Folks come from Providence and Boston to the butcher shop, and for very good reason. Find out why. Okie dokie, we have ourselves what they call a situation, all right? First of all, we have a temporary street closure. So I'm just finding out about this. There will be a closure in the area along our waterfront this morning. Route 18, JFK Boulevard, and MacArthur Drive. I'm seeing here all will have temporary closures in the vicinity of the Foss Marine Terminal there, which is being constructed at the former Eversource site. Now, you recall there were some concerns. They were going to take the tower, the smokestack down before. The concerns were that perhaps there were some pollutants inside the stack. So they had a public meeting, and I guess they got things situated otherwise, and now they're going forward. The former power plant and that iconic smokestack on that site, they're being demolished today. So, in order to make way for the construction, the marine terminal, of course, has to close down. So we want to give you a head start. It's 7:20 now. This is all going to start at 8:30, and they say it'll go until 11:30 this morning. And so once again, if you are on MacArthur Drive at Walnut Street, that's going to be one of the closures. Route 18, JFK Boulevard at Walnut, southbound, both southbound. Northbound, Route 18 at Griffin Street, and MacArthur Drive at Griffin Court. Those are both northbound. So please keep in mind that all of this is going on at 8:30 this morning, and we'll probably end at just about 11:30. So keep that in mind, okay? It's 7:21 right now.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to have you with us. 7:23. Yes, it's going to be a sunny, beautiful day, and thanks for being here with us. Here's what you need to know about the bill that's in front of the congressman this morning about abolishing the tax code. You know, we've talked about this how many times over the decades, but conservatives in the House are, I guess they're breathing new life into this old proposal. And the proposal is simply to do away with income taxes, do away with payroll taxes, do away with estate taxes, and even the IRS itself in favor of let's call it a supersized sales tax. All right, that would account for nearly all government revenues. Would you be willing to go for something like that? Depending on if it's reasonable, you know. If they go 70%, forget about it.
Take the Morning Mayor wherever you go. Download the WBSM app.
724.
Disagree with our...
And, you know, skin issues don't go away just like that. Have you been noticing something a little bit odd? Well, check it out. AP Derm, Coastal Dermatology in Westport, now accepting new patients. And wow, does that mean a lot? So many offices will say, well, give us a call in 3 months. Yeah, it's crazy. Here, little to no wait time whatsoever. They specialize in dermatology for the whole family. And that also includes not only medical dermatology, but cosmetic dermatology and Mohs surgery. Exceptional care, and I can tell you from my heart, it truly is exceptional care. Right around the corner at AP Derm Coastal Dermatology in Westport. Go to apderm.com. That's apderm.com for the health and for the beauty of your skin. And a big, big hug to Dr. Deborah Chappelle for doing so many wonderful things on the South Coast here. 7:29. It's been a rocky morning. If you're just waking up, folks, you missed the best part.
I was going to say, if you're just waking up, folks, you're just like us.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. In all my years here, I have never overslept.
Well, had to happen sometime, right?
That's it. And we both did together, folks.
Yep.
No, in different locations now.
Well, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. We can laugh about this for a long time, huh?
We will.
Kate, good morning.
Good morning.
What you got for us?
Well, a severe tropical storm which devastated parts of Madagascar this week is set to continue to wreak havoc on the country as it strengthens over the weekend. The United Nations Regional Weather Monitoring Service said. The storm has killed 8 people and 10 are still missing, according to Madagascar's National Bureau of Risk and Disaster Management. A senior ISIS leader and 10 other ISIS fighters are dead following a U.S. military raid in northern Somalia. Mark Mayfield reports.
Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin said in a statement that Bilal al-Sudani, who is described as a key operative and facilitator in the ISIS network, was the target of the raid. Austin said al-Sudani was responsible for fostering ISIS in Africa and funding worldwide operations. President Biden ordered the raid following a recommendation from Austin and Joint Chiefs Chairman General Mark Milley. Officials say no civilians were injured, but did not identify any of the others killed, besides saying they were ISIS operatives. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Major cities across the country are bracing for potential violence ahead of the release of the video of the interaction between Memphis police and Tyree Nichols. Nichols, a black man, died in the hospital days after a January 7th traffic stop involving 5 Memphis police officers, who are also black. The video is set to be released sometime after 6 p.m. Central Time today. At least one person is injured after an explosion on the USC campus in Los Angeles. Daniel Martindale has more.
The blast happened inside a science building at about 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon, sending one person to the hospital. Investigators later discovered a gas leak at the Neely Petroleum building. The building was cleared by firefighters and later reopened. The person who was injured was able to leave the building and meet with first responders under their own power. I'm Daniel Martindale.
Weather forecasters say a storm that'll dump snow across a broad stretch of the country this weekend will be the opening act for some really cold air next week. Snow is expected this weekend from the northern Rockies to parts of the northern and central plains and Great Lakes. Arctic cold that's been brewing in northern Canada is expected to invade the U.S. next week. The Department of Justice says it's obtained a court order blocking 2 firearm companies from selling devices that convert semi-automatic rifles into machine guns. Rare breed triggers and rare breed firearms are accused of selling thousands of devices known as FRT-15s, which are intended to convert AR-15 style guns into automatic weapons. The police chief in Green Bay, Wisconsin, is reminding people not to mail him drugs. Chief Chris Davis says someone mailed him fentanyl and cocaine this week. The drugs were flagged by the post office before they got to the chief, and he says he was told about them right away. The medical team who treated Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin after he suffered on-field cardiac arrest is getting the key to the city in Cincinnati. Trey Thomas reports.
Hamlin collapsed after making a routine tackle during a Week 17 game against the Bengals.
It's a true honor to present on behalf of the city of Cincinnati, on behalf of a grateful city, to you and your team, this key to the city. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Mayor Aftab Pureval honored the team at the University of Cincinnati Health Center. I'm Trey Thomas.
Today is International Holocaust Remembrance Day. The United Nations General Assembly has designated January 27th the anniversary of the Auschwitz death camp liberation in 1945. The UN urges all its member states to honor the 6 million Jewish victims of the Holocaust and millions of other victims of Nazism. Holocaust survivors will take part in a Remembrance Day ceremony at the site of Auschwitz in Poland. Meanwhile, Twitter is the target of a lawsuit in Germany over anti-Semitic posts and Holocaust denial. A group of Jewish students and an anti-hate speech organization filed suit in Berlin on Wednesday to force the social media platform to block or remove anti-Semitic posts. Holocaust denial has been prosecuted as sedition under German law. And a 29-year-old woman has been arrested in New Jersey for allegedly posing as a high school student. The woman, identified by police as Hyejong Shin, has been charged with using a fake birth certificate to enroll in New Brunswick High School. Shin attended the school for 4 days before staff found out her age. School officials said police are investigating. In sports, 2 losses for Boston last night. The Bruins lost to Tampa Bay. They'll go for a win against the Florida Panthers Saturday at 6. And the Celtics, who lost to the New York Knicks, face the LA Lakers Saturday at 8:30. Now for a look at your local forecast from ABC6.
99% sunshine today. Temperatures rising through the 30s this morning. We top off at 40 degrees this afternoon with a light wind. Tonight we fall back to near 30 again under a mostly clear sky, and we're near 45 on your Saturday. So keep those sunglasses handy. From the ABC6 Weather Center, I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Nick Morganelli on New Bedford's News Talk Station, 1420 WBSM.
Right now it is 32 degrees and sunny. I'm Kate Robinson for WBSM News. Stay up to date with WBSM, New Bedford's News Talk station, and get breaking news alerts with the WBSM app.
I just figured it out.
Uh-oh, what is it?
The center of the Earth was going that way.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it stopped. And when
it just
reversed.
Yep.
It just reversed.
That'll do it. Because I was thinking, is it a full moon? What's the... Nope, it's okay. Yeah.
That explains it all, huh?
Sure.
And if that doesn't, John LeBoutillier is coming our way in just a few minutes.
Excellent.
Maybe he can explain it. Good morning, everyone. We're talking and kind of joking about both of us overslept same morning.
Yeah.
Look at that, huh?
Very strange.
Yeah, I think we're connected. That's all I can say.
Of course.
Good morning, everyone. 7:36.
Take the Morning Mayor wherever you go. Download the WBSM app.
My name is Juanita Segura, and I was diagnosed in November of 2014 with non-small cell lung cancer. The first time I heard about biomarker testing was actually my husband. He just started researching about lung cancer.
And I found out about biomarker testing, and I'm like, why not? Let's try it.
I'm Dr. Jorge Gomez, thoracic medical oncologist at the Mount Sinai Hospital. Comprehensive biomarker testing is looking for either substances in the blood or mutations in some of the genes of the cancer cells that can help us identify special types of lung cancer that can be treated with what we call targeted therapies.
Letting my children know brought all of us a sense of hope. To give them hope that mom is going to be around to see you grow up. And I promised them that.
Ask your doctor about how comprehensive biomarker testing before treatment may help you and your doctor decide on the best treatment for you. Visit noonemiss.org for more.
A public service message from Longevity Foundation.
Young people are leaving foster care at the age of 18 with little support and few skills. The National Fund for Foster Children partners with individuals, businesses, churches, and civic groups to provide mentorship, training, and assistance to foster children. Teach a young person a new skill or help them with homework. You don't need to be a foster parent to help a foster child. To find out how you can help, go to fosterchildrenfund.org or contact us on Facebook, National Fund for Foster Children.
Phil Paleologos. He's smart and he's got style, like the all-new Ford Fusion. Take your test drive today at Wareham Ford, 1420 WBSM.
Good morning. It's going to be a beautiful day here on the South Coast, and maybe John LeBoutillier can explain what's going on with us over here at WBSM. John, good morning.
Yeah, the sleeping late, it didn't happen to me. I was out of bed at 4 a.m. today.
Oh, go ahead. Rub it in.
No, sleep is a funny thing, and you live your life, you do, and the others on the morning show and behind the scenes too, getting up very early. And it's not natural, and you have to get exhausted without even knowing it sometimes, and it makes sense. That's why I used to hear about these morning people having like 3 alarm clocks spread around the house so that if they shut the first one off and say, I can sleep 5 more minutes,
Right, exactly.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. It's going to go off and another one and another one.
Sleep deprivation. Oh, boy.
The torture method. But they use it in enhanced interrogation.
Well, it works.
God, definitely works. Oh, yeah. I'll give you a good example. Have you seen the movie? It's a great movie. Bridge of Lies.
No, I haven't.
It's the Tom Hanks movie where he plays the guy that negotiated the release of Francis Gary Powers.
Yes, we did see that. Yes.
Right. And Francis Gary Powers was shot down by the Russians, the Soviets, and he's held in a prison and interrogated. And one of the interrogation techniques, that's shown very quickly in the movie, is they put him in a cell and he goes to sleep. And like 10 minutes later, they run in there and wake him up, throw water on him, drag him out and take him down and interrogate him. And then he sort of runs out of gas, so they take him back, throw him on his cot, and he goes to sleep. 10 minutes later, they repeat the whole thing. Because you're most exhausted, apparently, when you're woken up after about 10 minutes of sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that movie now. The Bridge of Lies.
Bridge of Lies.
Yep.
Or Bridge of Spies, I think it is.
Spies?
Bridge of Spies, yeah. Because ultimately, Rudolph Abel, the Russian who was caught here in New York, was exchanged over this bridge somewhere in Europe.
Right.
Germany, something, I don't know, I forget now. And in return for Francis Gary Powers, who was shot down in a...
I remember that.
I think a U-2. And Eisenhower was still president.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was shot down. Ike was really PO'd over it because he lied to the world saying, we're not doing spy flights over Russia. Well, we were. And he didn't like having to be caught on a lie. Anyway, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
The sleep thing was interesting.
Spying will always go on, right? Forever.
Yep, absolutely. Getting even spies on our allies spy on us, so therefore we must spy on them.
That's right.
When
was the last time? Was it with Israel?
I knew the guy, Jonathan Pollard. Jonathan Pollard was an American. Worked for the Naval Investigative Service or something like that.
Yeah.
Just civilian. Mm-hmm. And was chased and caught and arrested for spying for Israel. And I knew him before he got caught. I knew the guy. And not well, but I'd met him a few times, had a couple meals with him. And it was a big case. And he was sentenced to like 30 some odd years in American prison. I think he served about 25 or 30 of it, and then was let out on probation for a while. And then as soon as he was free, bang, off he goes to Israel. And Israel wanted him all along. And they treat him like a hero over there.
Sure.
Even though he's an American.
I know. I know. Big story, and I'm hoping that, everything works out okay. Today, later on, they're going to be releasing the video of a beating, they say, that is unimaginable. Unimaginable. I hope that this doesn't happen, but they're saying brace for what could perhaps be a rioting across the country.
Right. A young black man pulled over for reckless driving and basically beaten within an inch of his life, who then was put in the hospital, and died 3 days later. And apparently the 5 cops have all been fired and charged. They're all black. And the boy who they killed was black. So, what the hell's going on? If it's a racial thing like the guy in Minnesota, at least you can attribute that to racial hatred or something. Mm-hmm. But this I don't get. Yeah. 5 black police officers kick and beat into a pulp a young black man in Memphis, Tennessee. It's insane. And the videos I've seen, I think we saw a few seconds of it, but the whole thing's coming out today. They've beefed security, by the way, at the U.S. Capitol over this thing.
All over.
Including everywhere. Yeah, they're worried. I mean, they should be worried.
Of course.
That in the greatest country in the history of this planet, this stuff still going on is outrageous.
Yeah. They're bringing out National Guard troops in Atlanta, and they're hoping for the best, but they're saying that they're not going to be, a lot of the people there are not going to be tolerating this last incident. So let's hope for the best, but boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't know, John. You doing well, by the way?
I don't understand. I'm great, thank you. I don't understand it, Phil.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I know cops live on the edge of danger. That the next person you pull over for a seemingly minor infraction could pull a gun out and blow your brains out. I mean, that you live with that every day as a police officer. I'm sure of it. And who do they deal with mostly out on the street? They don't deal with peaceful citizens. They deal with problems, dangerous often problems.
Yeah.
And so they're attuned differently than you and I are. I totally am sympathetic to it.
Right.
But 5 of them, you would think one of them would stop the other 4 from letting this get out of hand. Instead, it sounds like they fed off each other.
Wow. Yep.
And all participated in it. And if you go back to the George Floyd thing, which is, I got to think, it's coming up. It'll be 3 years this May. And Mark Chauvin, Derek Chauvin, he's the cop kneeling on George Floyd's neck who kills him. And there are 3 other cops participating in the takedown. But they never beat George Floyd or did anything. And I believe one of them once says in the thing to Chauvin, can we put him in the car now? Or some statement or something.
Right.
But those 3 other guys have all been prosecuted also. And they didn't really kill Floyd, but they didn't stop it from happening. Here in Memphis, 5 cops participated in the killing of this man. And they're all going to get convicted, as they should, and go to jail for a long time.
What have the police come out with any statement or the Department?
Well, I saw the also black female what do you call it, commissioner of the police force in Memphis. Excuse me, issuing a video statement yesterday about how horrible this thing is, which it is. And look, I'm only bringing up the race of the cops because what does that tell us about if 5 black cops kill a black young man? Is that still a racial crime? Do they hate young black men? I don't know. I mean, or are they just crazed about the danger these people, they feel they're always in, and when a guy does something, I don't think he did anything. As I understand it, the victim, all he asked was, what did I do?
Wow.
And they just hauled off and creamed him.
Yep. Just...
And, I think the training of the police in this country has to be upgraded, as they're trying to do over and over. But obviously Memphis, Tennessee needs a crash course in how to arrest someone, who to arrest, how to behave. This thing's on video of them killing a guy, and they don't realize it. What's wrong with these people?
Can training help somebody who's in the middle of an emotional moment? You know what I'm talking about, whether it's...
Well, I think it can, actually. And I think, you go back to when you and I were young, and the country was different, of course, but most police officers, say in the 1950s, were... I think most of them had been combat veterans of World War II or Korea, and who then went into policing. And so they were men, not boys. They were seasoned by combat or war or all the things that you go through to train in the military and all. And I think it evens you out emotionally. Nowadays, that's not the profile of a police officer. Police officers go to high school, then they try to go to the police academy, wherever they're training, and go right into being a police officer. And therefore they're younger, less experienced in life, less wise to the ups and downs of our lives. And maybe they've got a lot more anger in them, too.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been beaten out of them in the Army or something.
Yep.
And then there's steroids. You look, when you see later today the 5 guys these 5 now fired police officers, they're huge, big, thick guys. They could easily be NFL offensive linemen if you look at the pictures of them.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there isn't a lot of weightlifting. There's a lot of steroid use in police forces to get bigger and stronger, and they feed off each other. It's the culture. Well, we know what steroids do. Roid rage.
Yeah, but you know what? The robbers, the crime, all of the so-called criminals, they are too.
Well, but not this kid. This guy's a...
Oh, no, this kid, no.
But no, you're right. They're training up. You're absolutely right. They're training up to fight combat in the middle of the night outside a nightclub or something with some drugged up whack job who may have a gun and a knife. And you better be prepared for it. I know that, and that's what I said before. I'm very sympathetic to the police for that. That's what they're dealing with.
Let me ask, what does your schedule look like this morning? Can you stay with us next hour, or are you busy?
I have to do a show at 8. I'm free at 8:30 if you want to call me back then, and we can continue.
All right. John,
All right.
Yeah. It's always a pleasure. I mean this. You bring...
call me if you need me.
I like that.
All
right.
right.
Thank you, John.
Bit.
Yes.
Okay.
John Laboutelier.
The WBSM app is
I don't want to be late. So here you...
Good morning, Phil. Yeah, if I'm late, it spoils my day. Yeah, it does. I hate to be late.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I got to tell you about a police officer.
I only have a minute, though, okay?
I'm in the 80-year-old bracket. And growing up, we knew the police officers in our area. One of them I knew because I used to go to the park every day and play baseball or do, they do painting and, they'd have a contest. And so anyhow, this police officer, I got to know him, and I knew him for a lot of years. And he said to me, after he got to know me quite well, he said, he says, I could have been your father. He said, your mother was beautiful. He said, I used to go out with your mother. Imagine that, telling me that.
Why did...
And he was always good to me. He'd say to me, go to the store and get me this. And, I didn't know that, but somebody had told me that he had a son that was my age that died.
This podcast is sponsored by Ramp. Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than they're worth in real cash value. Ramp's corporate cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now, get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/easy. Ramp.com/easy. ramp.com/easy.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.